what's up? I'm not sayingers. This is... Am I hosting today?
You're the host.
This is the host, John Golem.
What's up, guys? Mark Jones, Blackstang1302. How's it going?
Oh, yeah, I got my Twitter back, by the way. Let's go.
Yeah, about time.
Yeah.
Hey, if we could tone it down a notch, thin walls.
All right. You're lost. Sorry, guys.
I'm usually the loud one.
Yeah. Anyways, my Twitter handle is... I gotta think about this. I haven't been on Twitter in so long. @ @John_the_G.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about the NL Central, the first of our divisional breakdowns for the upcoming MLB season. We're excited.
Yes, we are excited.
It's always baseball season in this house.
Oh, yeah. And then, speaking of this house, in order to drive over here, I had to listen to November Rain in the car in order to get myself ready to come over.
Yeah, well, baseball season, if you're playing in November, you're happy. So
yeah, that is a fact.
Well, it's usually game 6 or 7 of the World Series, so you're happy it's the World Series.
Cheers to that.
All right, so let's start. NL Central. We're gonna go over our thoughts of what they did this offseason.
Okay.
We're gonna go over expectations for the team and where we think they're gonna fall in the division.
Yeah.
We're gonna go team by team, and then maybe at the end we'll do a review of what each of us had, our ranking of the division.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
and do we want to do a bold prediction as well?
Oh, there's always got to be a bold prediction.
All right,
Let's start with bold prediction.
All right.
No, we're not going to start with the bold prediction.
I haven't really
end.
thought of them for any of the teams, so it's kind of going to be on the fly.
Insert this time.
Could be terrible.
Insert this time for bold prediction.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we're a relatively new sports podcast. We're super inconsistent.
Yeah,
which is
we've been doing this for about 6 months, but not actually doing this.
We might have 4 videos up.
Yeah.
So don't forget to like, subscribe. If there's any comments below, we'll read all of them. We've only had 4 total, and I think 2 of them were us. So.
One of them was me saying first.
Were you first?
I believe so. I believe that I was.
It's not every time the person that says first is first.
Yeah, that is very true. And one of the comments was Andrew,
hi Andrew, thanks for watching this video.
Yeah, what's up, Andrew?
Probably our best supporter.
Yeah.
Patreon. We don't have Patreon. We're not there yet. So let's start. Let's start with the division. Let's go with the league. The divisional winner last year, the Milwaukee Brewers. Thoughts on them? Do you want to start?
Yeah, so they had kind of an underwhelming offseason, but I'm still going to say this. I think they're the best team. You can fight me. I think they're the best team in the NL Central. Their pitching staff causes a little bit of concern. They could have got someone better, but it's not a terrible staff.
As of right now, there are still names on the market.
Yes. Like Dallas Keuchel unsigned. He'd be a great fit there.
Great fit.
And even at, they probably have enough prospects where they can trade. I know they have a second base prospect who's super good.
Well, they have that. What's his name? They have a stacked outfield.
They've got
Domingo Santana. That's who it is. Who really, he's a guy that needs to play every single day. And they don't have a spot for him.
And he has some trade value.
Yeah, and
maybe they couple him with a prospect and trade for a good pitcher.
Yeah, or maybe Thames too. Because he's also a guy without a position.
Yeah, either that or even just trade just him and get an expiring contract pitcher.
Maybe a more veteran presence in the locker room than clubhouse. Yeah. Anything else?
I think
about their,
one thing that their bullpen is fantastic. They've got 4 really good guys.
Mm-hmm. They didn't really add anyone in the bullpen major, which is kind of bullpens by nature sometimes are hit or miss. So
wait, I kind of forget. Did they hang on to Soria?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, that's good. That's good for them.
I believe so.
And then the one thing that I don't like with the Brewers is Mike Moustakas playing second base. Because
there's a big push for Mike Moustakas playing second base, even though Shaw played there last year.
Yeah, so if you teach a young player a new infield position, normally things will work out just fine. But an older player like him teaching a new position in the infield, I don't know. It seems a little bit problematic.
Yeah.
To me.
So second base is you need a good second baseman, but second base is a relatively, you could put like a lesser.
Yeah.
I mean, look at what's his name, Daniel Murphy's been playing second base for years, and he's a liability. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know that all too well now.
Yep. So me with the Brewers, they got a really crowded outfield. They've got. Christian Yelich won MVP.
It's not a bad problem to have.
Yeah, it's not a bad problem to have. But Ryan Braun probably playing first base again this year, even though they went into last year saying he was going to play first base, and due to injuries, he ended up playing more outfield anyways. Plus, they had what's his name, the first baseman.
James?
No, the other first base. He was injured mostly.
Aguilar.
Yeah, Jesus Aguilar. He was out of nowhere 300 hitter.
Yeah, and he's a big guy. He's got a big bat.
Yeah, if he could have another really good season, that
could help him a lot.
That's going to be something for the team.
Obviously, you might expect a little bit of regression from Yelich just because the season's going to be hard to, like...
Well, yeah, and Christian Yelich, he was having a very good year, but his September was just so phenomenal. He single-handed... Baseball is an individual team game where you need everybody on the team, but... You count on individual matchups to do it, and he single-handedly. There was a game where he had a week where he was driving in like 9 runs a game. Yeah. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, and Lorenzo Cain too was like an MVP candidate.
He's just a plus outfielder.
Yeah, he's in my opinion, if I had to rank defensive center fielders, I'd go like Kevin Kiermaier, of course.
Mm-hmm. Gold Glover.
Then maybe like Byron Buxton. After that, I think I might go Lorenzo Cain. I'm a White Sox fan. AL Central.
So
I've been watching the AL Central for a while. Him on the Royals. I know what he can do. I know what he can do to take away good hits. And believe me, it's not something you want to be facing.
Out of the NL Central, with Billy Hamilton being gone to Kansas City now, you're saying that he's by far the best defensive outfielder?
I think if he doesn't win Gold Glove this year, actually maybe Inciarte could, but I think Lorenzo Cain should be like the betting odds favorite.
Yeah, I mean he's got the speed for it.
He's kind of older now.
Yeah,
but he still has the production in center field. Like he still has phenomenal highlights.
Another like the Brewers, they should be good. But they didn't really improve much. I mean, they at the deadline they traded for a lot of expiring contracts, and the only guy they really brought back was Moustakas.
Soria.
Yeah, sorry.
We agree that we brought him back.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm not sure about it. You can look it up if you'd like. But they went into last year with one of the worst starting pitching staffs, and they were okay, but they were either really good or terrible, and in player by player. But they've needed a starting pitcher now for years, and they're they're pulling a Rick Hahn, putting all their eggs in one basket. And praying that Jimmy Nelson coming off injury is just their godsend. Yeah. So that's the only problem with them. But they like we said, Domingo Santana and other pieces that they have.
They no longer have Soria.
Well, they still got a really good.
Yeah, they still have a phenomenal bullpen.
As long as they stay on path.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Brewers. I think they're going to finish second in the division.
Oh, they got Claudio from the Rangers.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, he's like it's almost a submarine side armor. Yeah, I think they're going to finish second to the Cubs, but only because I think the Cubs pitching staff is there. That's the only reason.
Well, we'll see. The interesting thing about the Cubs is,
Do we want to move on to the Cubs now?
Yeah, let's do it.
To the Cubs.
Some ranker had I think it was like Patoka predictions or something like that, had Cubs as like the last place team in the NL Central, and there's a huge public outcry about that.
Yeah,
because that's not something anyone's expecting.
Especially being in Chicagoland. Yeah, I got my Bears shirt on.
There we go.
You've got your Buddy the Elf. It's Jon Favreau movie.
Jon Favreau.
Yeah, one of the best directors of our generation. Jon Favreau.
Interesting. I'm a Tarantino guy myself. Not comedy movies.
Not really
our genre.
Not really our generation.
No, also not our generation.
Yeah.
Except making a movie this year.
Okay, sure. Okay, that's for another video. Insert time here. Back to the Cubs. Yeah, a lot of people think that they could have the. Why don't you go with Cubs first? Because I'm a Cubs fan, so Coming from me, it might sound a little high and mighty. But,
Oh, we didn't do a bold prediction for the Brewers.
Oh, do we have? Yeah, bold prediction. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I gotta think for a second.
Okay, so my bold prediction is that Christian Yelich will be on the DL the majority of the season. I just made that up. I really... Christian Yelich, if you see this, I'm sorry. You're one of my favorite players. I will be taking you in fantasy this year.
You know what? My bold prediction, super bold prediction... Oh no, this is almost too bold.
All right,
this is almost too bold.
Sorry, Christian Yelich. Better yet, Brewers become sellers at the deadline.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's actually a really good one.
That's a good one. That's a bold one. You know what? How about this? I was about to say Kane MVP, but that's too bold. I think it's too bold.
No, that's not even bold. That's just a lie.
How about this? They trade for like a surefire like ace at the deadline, like a Noah Syndergaard caliber pitcher,
like a Noah Syndergaard type of pitcher, or like a Sonny Gray type of pitcher. Because I see them doing that type of move. It's what they did last year with Gio Gonzalez.
Yeah. He's still a free agent, by the way.
Yeah, MLB off seasons. This is gonna be another video that we do because the MLB off seasons the past in this CBA have been terrible. Usually players fly off the board first, second day, and nobody's going until what month are we in? March? Yeah. March 3rd. February. February 9th. After February 9th, the large contracts are being signed, which is very odd. We kind of have not really gone into the Cubs yet. So let's. What else do we got on the Cubs?
Okay, so obviously the Cubs rotation, it's a little bit on the older side. They've got let's see. No, I think you said Lester's your opening day
so they're
starter.
probably going to go Lester Hamels because of his success last year. Even though he's older, and then Hendricks, probably Darvish because the money's there, and then Quintana 5. And if Quintana's a 5 starter, that's one of the best rotations in the league.
Yeah, I'll give him this. I personally, I don't know. We talked about this before. You're much higher on Darvish than I am.
Yeah, well,
personally, I just want to say this so I don't sound like a Darvish hater. I think he's got by far easily a top 3 curveball in the game. His curveball's filthy, but I think he's coming off of so many injuries. He's a little bit past his prime too. I don't see older. Yeah, maybe not past his prime, but on the
6 months younger than Jake Arrieta, and they decided to go with Darvish.
Yeah,
6 months younger.
Well, because I think Arrieta refused your deal.
No, he wasn't ready to sign the deal.
Oh,
yet. Okay. And they were like, "All right, sorry, we're going with Darvish."
Yeah, but then I was gonna say with Darvish, I don't at all see him pitching more than 150 innings. And I don't see him I don't see him under a 3, 4.
Yeah, a 3.4 ERA.
Yeah, which wouldn't be bad.
If he got that, that'd be good. 3.4 is really good.
Yeah, that would be good.
Really
that would be good. But I'm saying that'd be absolute maximum production.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, okay.
That's you're not exceeding
him leading the league in wins and with that ERA. Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying. No. So my thing with Darvish is, I used to be, I'm.
That's his ceiling.
I like the Texas Rangers, so I've kind of followed him for quite a few years now. Yeah. And he's a 4-time All-Star. He pitched deep into the postseason a couple of years ago. He had the bad World Series that everybody says he's terrible because of that. No, he was tired and got injured in the playoffs, and then the injuries rolled over into next season. He was just injured all year. So I'm expecting huge things. Plus, he's got an opt-out at this year, and everybody likes to test the market. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, one of the better, older, but one of the better rotations. And then the still really good infield. They don't have a second baseman, which is kind of the problem, and kind of too many outfielders, especially if Chris Bryant's going to play a lot of outfield.
I still wouldn't give up on having Ian Happ play second. I know you personally like him in center, but I think Almora is more than an acceptable center fielder. Yeah, I'd be completely fine putting Almora in center and putting Happ at second.
I personally like Ian Happ at center because I think he covers more ground than Almora. Almora makes the more spectacular play, but I think that's because he's a step behind. And that's just more of a personal opinion. All the experts and analysts say Almora's amazing, Almora's amazing. He's slower, so... Ian Happ does not have an arm, though. So in the Cubs infield, they have Addison Russell going to counseling, and they're making it sound like if he doesn't comply with everything they're doing because he beats his wife, They're divorced now. But he got suspended for I think
reasonably
80 games or 60 games. Honestly, he really shouldn't play another game. He should not be rewarded.
Because any other like profession, this is me going on a rant. Like you'd never be allowed to like work for that company again.
100% unless you play for the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, no, but I'm just saying like sports, you could get away with that just because you're a professional athlete and people like you.
Yeah, when you're making money, whatever.
Yeah,
making money for them, whatever. But yeah, if he doesn't go to all the counseling and whatever, they're making it sound like he may never play again, which reasonably so. But let's be honest, he will play another day in the MLB because he's
got enough talent.
He's talented enough, but he has declined his batting average every year since being in the MLB.
And he was never a high average hitter to begin with.
The Cubs signed Daniel Descalzo, other than re-signing, picking up Cole Hamels' option. That's the major move that the Cubs did. They should have signed Bryce Harper. In fact, every single team could have signed Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a lot of years. I can't believe they didn't have an opt-out, honestly.
He didn't want one.
He didn't want one.
He said that he wanted to make sure that there was no opt-out.
$26 million a year for
so that the team would just try to do all they can to build around him. Yeah,
$26 million a year for 13 years. That's $2 million more than Jason Hayward, who is currently on the Cubs roster. But again, he'll be the I think 11th highest. The 11th or 16th highest paid player in the MLB.
That's
so
kind of random.
It's not random because everybody thought he was going to be number one at the end of this. But yeah, so I know the Cubs, I think they're going to win the division just by experience and the pitching staff because I don't think the Brewers have it enough.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I think that the Cubs, I don't know, I'm between them and one other team that we will get to for the second place in the division. I'm kind of at a toss-up.
Yeah, bold prediction, my bold prediction, and I personally don't think it's really bold, but my bold prediction is that David Bodie will log more innings at third base than Kyle Schwarber plays in the outfield, meaning Chris Bryant is going to play a heck of a lot of outfield.
Here's my bold prediction, and this is a super bold one, especially coming from
a Super Bowl?
Bold.
Oh, bold. I thought he said bowl.
That's a disappointment. So here's my super bold prediction. So you know me, I've always been like a low guy on Schwarber. I've always been low on Schwarber.
Ooh, this is very interesting. You're going to say he's going to move to catcher and replace the struggling Wilson Contreras.
And I've always, like, for the Cubs, I've always been high on Baez. You know what? I'm saying that Schwarber has a better year than Baez.
Oh my God. Okay, that's bold.
That is very bold. But
now,
like a
Baez, of anybody to have a bad year, it would be Baez because
he had like
swings at everything,
and he had like an unsustainable like batting average on balls in play rate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which Jason Hayward would love to have some of that.
Yeah,
ground ball to second base. So that's your bold prediction, and you have him ranked at second. So
I haven't ranked it like. I say they'll tie for second.
Tie for second. I like that. What's the over/under on that? I don't think that'll happen. A play-in game for the second wild card.
Could be, maybe.
Ooh.
Well, okay. I think it goes without saying that Rockies are winning the second wild card.
Yeah, or the Pirates lose at home in the wild card. They've lost like 4 home wild
that's true.
So actually, speaking of the Pirates, let's go to the Pirates.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so the Pirates' beautiful stadium, PNC Park, by far my favorite stadium to watch on TV, especially on Sunday on WGN. If you're from Chicago, you know what WGN is. The station the Cubs are on. Actually, if you're in the Midwest, you know what WGN is. That's why the Cubs have such a big market, because back in the day when there was only 3 channels, WGN was the local channel, and they would broadcast Cubs games everywhere. Sorry, we're talking about the Pirates, but I wanted to just show the fact that the Cubs have a large market, super large market. The Pirates actually, the smallest market inside the NL Central.
Yeah,
inside the NL Central, the smallest. They do not like paying anyone. Why is this, John?
This is because they are a team who feels that they can consistently build from within.
You know, it's very odd.
And I will give this to the Pirates. They always draft well.
They do draft well, yes. Especially Jung Ho Kung, who came from Asia, and he's a big drunk.
Yes. 3 DUIs in his native country.
My question is, would you
3.
would you rather Jung Ho Kang, a drunk, or Addison Russell, a wife abuser? These are the questions.
That is a great moral dilemma. Answer that in the comments, please. Tell us what you'd rather see.
At least it's not the same person. Actually, who knows what Addison Russell had in his system at the time? You know what? That's for another video.
Leave it below.
We would love to discuss. So Jung Ho Kang, Jung Ho Kang is actually expected to be on the Pirates this year, which would be a big move for them because they traded David Freese, who was like their primary third baseman last year, who was actually on the Dodgers. The Dodgers re-signed him, which I really did not like the move, but we'll get to that in another video.
He's definitely getting up there in age.
Yeah, World Series MVP, and they've lost 8 straight World Series, so even though he was on the team for one of them. Again, for another video. The Pirates, they had the best record inside the division. In the NL. Against NL teams, they had the best record inside the NL Central teams. Yes, sorry. Thanks for catching that one, because we don't want you guys to be confused. Unlike other 4-letter word networks, that just leave everything confusing, especially if you pop right in the middle. So they have one of the youngest pitching staffs in MLB. Chris Archer, who knows what that rotation's even going to be? Is Archer going to be a 3 in that rotation? Very possibly.
You never know, because they have the guy who's
Jeremy
picked,
Tolleson.
they have the guy who's picked in between Harper and Machado.
Jeremy Tolleson.
Talion.
Yeah, of course. And then they have Archer. They have
Trevor Williams.
Trevor Williams, who had a phenomenal second year. He had like a 1.42 ERA the second half, and he had a heck of a lot of wins. Trevor Simeon.
Trevor Simeon's a quarterback.
Yes, you're right. Okay, Trevor Williams.
Trevor Williams.
They got Newcomb. No, not Newcomb. Kingham.
Yeah.
Kingham, who actually, he was kind of their MLB ready guy that was kind of coming up for some starts and was very successful.
And then finally got the
whatever.
He finally got the job later in the season.
Yes. And then who is that? I can't. My name's drawing a blank. The guy from the Astros they got last year.
Musgrove.
Joey Musgrove.
Yeah.
Joey Musgrove.
He finally proved that he's a starter who belongs as a starter.
Yes, and honestly, these are all really next step pitchers with all really 1 and 2 talent.
Yeah.
So they're going to be actually a very interesting team to watch.
I think they will be as well.
At September call-ups, they brought up more prospects than any other team in the MLB.
That's
so I'm very high on the Pirates. Now expectations.
Where do you have them in the division,
dude? I kind of wish we saved them for after the Reds, because I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm gonna also include this with a bold prediction.
Oh.
My record bold prediction.
All right.
Is they will finish higher than the Cardinals in the division.
We will see about that.
That's probably almost as bold as your MVP, Kane.
I did redact that one, however.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. That is right.
So, that is an off the record. Off the record.
I will also retract my Christian Yelich statement. I apologize, Christian. I've loved you forever and will. I mean, other than Jake Arrieta and Jay Cutler.
Get a name like 50 other people. Nick Foles.
Oh, yeah, Nick Foles. We're going to go to another bold record and then.
Okay, so I personally think they're going to finish 5th in the NL Central.
Rough. That is rough. I am way too high.
They're one of the teams. They have a pretty good core. They were pretty good last year. They can compete against their division, but they're a team that you would have liked to see do something in the offseason, and they did absolutely nothing. They signed Lonnie Chisenhall. I don't think they did a single other thing.
Yes. I guess I'm so high on them because I like their next step. A lot of their players are like of that next step. So that's I guess why I'm higher on them. And then who's their first baseman? Bell.
Josh Bell.
This is really one of those years that
he better
be good. Otherwise, you're gonna have to be looking for
he's looked like pretty good, but first base is a position that you want to have like your best hitter, if not one of them, at first base.
Because anybody can play first base.
Yeah. Because I think he's hitting like 4 in their order, but I don't think I think it's like a weaker power order. So
yes, definitely. They're more of an average hitting team.
Yeah.
Another thing with Bell, he's a switch hitter. Maybe you ask him to only hit one way. It's a possibility.
What are his splits?
I'm not exactly sure. I mean, I'd have to do a deeper dive, but I assume he is better batting left-handed because he faces more right-handed hitters. That would just make sense.
One would never know.
Yeah.
Unless one were to Google this, which is not very difficult to do.
We don't have time for that. We don't want to do all this editing and whatever, but yada yada. My question for you about the Pirates is, will their center fielder be suspended for PEDs this year? What's his name again?
Starling Marte.
Starling Marte. Will Starling Marte be caught with steroids this year? Because
steroids definitely didn't help him hit home runs.
Didn't help him hit home runs.
Except he actually had a good amount last year, drug-free.
The previous year.
Yeah, because he only had like single-digit home runs. It was just steals he'd get.
Now this is actually you said that Gold Glove thing about Kane.
Yeah.
Now Starling Marte is one heck of a fielder.
He is. He's a good one.
There's quite a few good outfielders in the NL Central. The NL Central may be the best division record-wise. Most competitive. I'll go with most.
I think they'll be. I am going most competitive for sure.
Most competitive.
Record-wise, I think you got to go NL East.
Yeah, NL East.
That's a bloodbath. Or AL East too.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a lot of fun watching the NL as opposed to the AL this year. A lot of the AL teams, especially the AL West, went more rebuild mode. This year.
Yeah, that is very true. Especially like the Mariners.
Okay, again for another video.
Yeah.
So, next week.
Or they didn't.
Yeah, who knows?
We will get to that in the future.
Yeah, but there's still plenty of free agents out there.
Yeah.
With this CBA.
And you know what? I'll go my bold prediction. I'll say Musgrove's their one pitcher.
Boom! I like it. Oh, even bolder prediction. They trade back for Tyler Glasnow. Ooh, that's a guy that they could not work with.
I don't think the Rays are ever gonna trade him.
I think they have too much stock built up in him. Yeah,
and they're like a low market team. He's on a rookie contract.
Again for another video. Okay, so let's go.
So now the Cincinnati Reds.
Cincinnati Reds have made a number of moves this offseason.
They've done a lot.
It's actually been a very
mainly with one particular deal.
Honestly, they might have the most turnover on roster out of all MLB teams.
With just one deal.
And that's with this terrible CBA. They know what they're doing.
They look like they're going to be an improved team this year.
They might have the biggest, like, worst to first type of jump. And
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like very bad record. And they might be one of those second wild card teams. Bold prediction, they're sellers at the deadline? I think not. Thoughts?
He doesn't think so.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I think that they're definitely an improved team. I don't think they're losing the division. I think it could happen, but I've got them at 4th, I'd say.
Okay, I like that. I like that prediction. If I put somebody at 3rd, I'm dropping that team down, and I'm putting the Reds at 3rd.
You already had a 4th. You already had a 4th. Was the Pirates, and we all know who your 5th is going to be.
We do not have the mic and screen, which we apologize.
We deeply apologize.
Deeply apologize. We'll handwrite letters if you leave the comment below.
Yes.
And subscribe. Yeah. So the Cincinnati Reds, they have I think 4 new starting pitchers. At least 3. Tanner Rourke. They traded for Sonny Gray.
Yeah.
And they got
traded for Alex Wood. Alex Wood's gonna be huge.
That's 3, potentially a 4th. They had
because they brought back DeScalafani and they still have Castillo.
DeScalafani has had multiple injuries,
yes.
But he's one of those kind of I say next step type of pitchers because you just want him to be healthy.
Yeah, well that's what I mean. That's what Luis Castillo was supposed to be last year, and he did better towards the end, but he had an underwhelming season as a whole.
Yeah. Really, the big question for them is pitching staff because they have a very deep lineup now, and Scooter Jeanette
Jeanette.
couldn't have another season like he had last year, that's real. They could have like 300 hitters on this team.
We will see.
It's one heck of a lineup.
Joey Votto's a lock.
Yeah, lock. I mean, that guy's gonna die hitting 300.
Yeah. And you're saying Scooter Jeanette?
Yeah, Scooter Jeanette.
Suarez
didn't Scooter Jeanette bat like 330 last year? It was some ridiculous number.
He had a phenomenal
327, something like that.
I don't know,
Just
and I don't
absolutely
feel like
phenomenal.
looking up.
And we all
he
know
hit pretty high.
We all know Matt Kemp is very capable, even at this later stage of his career.
Yes.
The Padres are still paying him.
I don't want to hear that word.
Still on their payroll.
But yes.
Not the Padres. And then what's his name? Yasiel Puig, MLB player, right there.
Yeah.
Yasiel Puig.
Yeah.
A good question since we're in the NL Central. Now that Puig's in the NL Central, who'd you rather in right field? Yasiel Puig or Jason Hayward defensively? Leave your comments below.
Would you want the arm or you want the glove?
And is money a factor for you? If you're the Pirates,
it is.
Yes. Yeah, so I'd like to see them have another like bullpen move. Maybe that's more of a deadline if they're in a go for it type, depending on where they're ranked at the
here in this deadline.
Yeah, I'd like to see another bullpen move for them. That'd been nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, they adding 3-4 starting pitchers. I mean that's improvement for them. So
yeah.
A couple of years ago, they had like the worst starting rotation in MLB history.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Trash.
No, I thought it was the worst bullpen.
Yeah, I think it was.
Worst bullpen. They had like a mid-5s ERA.
But
out of your bullpen, that's pretty disgusting.
Either way, their starters were no good.
Yeah, that is very true. They had the number 2 overall pick that year.
Yeah.
The following year.
Yeah, previous year.
No, the year after that, because they were like the second.
Oh
in baseball.
No, I'm going more of like a day after tomorrow thing.
Okay,
I don't know what I'm thinking.
Yep.
Bold prediction is let's say they trade back for Billy Hamilton. Just watch that happen. Honestly, it's gonna be sad watching the Cincinnati Reds without Billy Hamilton just trying to put down a bunt every single time he gets up there.
Yeah.
And then stealing around the bases every time. That guy gets a walk. It's a triple.
Pretty much.
And I know he's not in the NL Central anymore.
It's better than a triple almost because it's not only a triple, but your pitcher's throwing more fastballs and less breaking
pitches,
balls.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Stress pitches.
So that just try to get it fast as you can to the catcher, so that Billy Hamilton has less time to steal.
Yeah. Another thing about Billy Hamilton, if he can get it. If he hits 300, he would steal 100 bases. Not a joke.
Except, never gonna hit 300.
Yeah, that's true. But if he could get his on base up too, but again,
typically center fielders don't get very many walks for whatever
Billy
reason.
Hamilton is
shortstops and center fielders tend not to walk.
This is for another video, really. But Billy Hamilton's out of options, man. If he can't make it work, he's not going to be in the MLB, and that's just how it is.
Yeah, on the second worst team in baseball, the Royals.
Yeah.
Maybe Marlins surpass them as second worst, but third worst team in baseball, the Royals.
Yeah. Okay. And who do you have as the worst? The Orioles?
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so bold prediction for me is they trade for Billy Hamilton, and I guess third in the division.
Bold prediction for me, this is one I've been thinking the last couple of years, has not happened, but Tucker Barnhart, All-Star.
Cy Young?
He's a catcher.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I thought you meant
catches for a Cy Young? Maybe.
Throws enough people out at second.
Yeah.
No, Tanner Roark, Cy Young. I know you were thinking.
I said that a couple of years ago. He had a terrible year.
Let's go with this. I'm gonna add a bonus, and I'm not saying bonus. Bold prediction: Sonny Gray is finally the pitcher that he was that one season.
Maybe he's the guy who's a Cy Young that Barnhart catches for.
Potentially. Maybe Sonny Gray doesn't like having Tucker Barnhart as his catcher. Maybe
they trade him.
Maybe they trade back for Josh Donaldson to play catcher for him because he's a former catcher with the A's on the same team. even though he was playing third base at that time.
Maybe.
Anyways, leave your thoughts in the comments. And finally, the worst team in the division. Cincinnati Cardinals. Sorry to all you
Wrong city.
Missourians.
He said Cincinnati.
Cincinnati Cardinals. Oh, it's not even the Cincinnati Bengals. The
St. Louis Cardinals.
St. Louis Cardinals. Worst team in the division. Why are they going to be the worst team in the division, John?
I'll tell you.
They're going to... They have 3 first basemen that all have to play every day. And if you are starting Matt Carpenter as your leadoff hitter, what the heck is wrong with you? That guy is not a leadoff hitter. I know he has the on base, but he's got to bat 2 or 3. He just does too much damage. You need him in the middle of the order. So he's going to be playing maybe second base because Jed Jerko is going to be at third primarily. Are you still in love with Wong? Liability defensively, don't tell me he isn't, because he blows far too many games in the late innings with late game errors, much like Addison Russell, who beats his wife, ex-wife. And then they got what's his name? Jose Martinez? Is that his name? He's got
I'm looking at the rest.
Martinez. It's Martinez.
Carlos
Martinez. No, that's the pitcher.
I don't know who you're thinking about then.
The guy who played first base for him, I'm pretty sure it's Jose Martinez. That just sounds like too much of a baseball name for it to be right. It's going to be Jose Martinez. Leave your comments below. Go to this part of the video. We're not going to put those in. But he's probably going to be playing outfield. And then you guys love Hadison Bader, even though he minimal at bats, so you really don't know what type of player he is.
He's good in the field. He's a good center fielder as well.
Yes, very much. And then we're hoping for Marcelo Zuna to have a bounce back here.
Yeah.
Your pitching staff has just gotten older and worse every single year.
And
you guys have done nothing with it.
No, that is completely untrue. They have Flaherty and
you re-signed Michaelis. Whipty freaking who? You still are throwing Adam Wainwright out there as a fifth starter. And you're going up against the Cubs as Jose Quintana as a fifth starter. Enough said. No, too many first basemen playing out of position. And then we're hoping for Dexter Fowler to have a bounce back year.
Yeah, he really needs it.
He was rough, man. But new management will help because he was in fights with their previous manager. And then they got to find a closer. They'll find a closer. They got a bunch of guys. They've got one of the better bullpens in the MLB. And, the Cardinals, they have a 3D printer. Did you know this? They have a 3D printer where they just, they'll take a bunch of stats, print out a player, somebody you've never heard of before, all of a sudden the best player in baseball.
He's been saying this for years, and by golly,
they will take a bum off the street, give him a glove. He was never on any top 100 prospect list. All of a sudden, the best player in baseball for 2 months.
Yep.
I.e., Harrison Bader. Before that, Lonnie Chisenhall, that's a different team.
No, it's Indians. The one guy they traded to the Blue Jays. The guy they traded to the Blue Jays.
He had like a real fruity name.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I can't think of him.
It's like Honeysuckle or something. We're better than this. It's MLB off season right now, so we don't have every player's name in our heads. Yeah, so that's why.
And then there was the Lidames Diaz.
Yeah.
Blue
God.
Jays. He's the guy on the Blue Jays now.
Oh yeah, they 3D printer. Bum off the street. It's the exact same thing.
Even Matt Carpenter, I don't really think was much of a prospect.
He was not a very high prospect, but once he came up, he was the guy.
Yeah.
And he's kind of one of those, he either bats 240 or he bats 360 type of hitters. And I mean, not 360.
Yeah, because that's Jose Altuve.
Bold prediction. John, you want to go first?
Well, I didn't even give my overview of the team. I think.
Oh my God, I hate the Cardinals this much.
Yeah.
No, I think they're gonna have. Sorry, I think the Cardinals are gonna have a very good year. But being a very competitive division, I think they're just gonna. The Pirates are gonna surprise everybody. The Reds have made a lot of moves.
Yeah.
I think they're just gonna unfortunately find themselves at the bottom, but then make mega moves and be towards the top.
I don't know. I personally have the Cardinals as second or third tied for second in the division with the Cubs, and that is because you bring in Paul Goldschmidt, who's complete game changer. He'll add at least a couple wins to your team.
I'm sorry, I'm going to bump into this. I forgot to mention Paul Goldschmidt. He's an expiring contract.
Yes, he is.
And he is an extra base hitter. And he played for Arizona his entire career. And every time that ball is in play, lands in play, it's a double. Sorry, I wanted to mention that. Sorry.
I don't know. I think no matter where Paul Goldschmidt plays, he's a game changer. He'll add a couple wins to your record. And then they added Andrew Miller. Didn't have the best year last year, but he's still Andrew Miller. You can count on him pitching multiple innings of relief in each game he plays and lets in 1-0 runs.
Mm-hmm. They need him as a setup man. They're still going to close.
Yeah. I think he'll be more of like a fireman reliever, like he was with the Indians. But we'll have to see.
Mm-hmm. So you have him second, and then any bold predictions?
Yeah, actually, my bold prediction with them, I think. I'm trying to think because this isn't bold enough. But then saying he's an all-star would be too bold. I gotta level this out. How about this? Tyler O'Neill becomes a very good player. Someone you can count on just as being like this guy, is going to be good.
I completely forgot what my bold prediction... Oh, here's what it was. Bold prediction, Carlos Martinez becomes their permanent closer.
Ooh.
It's happened in the past.
We will have to see.
Yeah. I think that just about wraps up the NL Central. We got plenty more divisions to go. There's 6 divisions?
There are.
And we only covered 1.
Yeah.
And we'll do a preseason playoff picture.
Of course.
And then remember, subscribe, all our other
videos.
Hey,
if you like the content,
any final
check
thoughts?
out our old videos that are now kind of irrelevant because a lot of the predictions and whatever we talked about have already happened.
It came true.
Yeah.
Most of them have came true. You do not see that on the 4-letter network.
Or if you just enjoy watching us talk, check out everything else. Subscribe, turn on notifications because YouTube is stupid with that.
Don't do that.
We're going to get demonetized for this, even though we're not monetized in the first place.
Any final thoughts about the NL Central?
I think it's going to be super competitive, and I feel like every team will be between 75 and 90 wins, so that'll make it interesting.
Super competitive, yes.
Yeah.
I've been an NL Central fan my whole life. Being a Cubs fan,
I used to be a big Reds fan growing up. I don't really root for them anymore, but
we'd love to hear it for you in the comments. Thanks.